Just bear with me a moment. I am working on a new program that I'm going to try and hopefully it'll work. So bear with me. Anyway, welcome to my studio. Let's hope this all goes smoothly. So I was over at the beach the other day and the ocean was really flat and beautiful. And I took a photo, so as I do, and I painted that. So let me show you. So I painted that one. There you go. There. Um, there's things that I didn't like. I think that the sand was too dark, but it was a start. Anyway, certainly not like today. It's windy and really cold, and it's not as bad as some of the places. So I shouldn't complain, but it's still cold for us anyway. So today I thought I would finish off some artworks that I've got here that I'd started and never finished. There's this one, it's another landscape, probably still my view from the beach at Dreamtime Beach. Needs a bit of work, and I'm also using some sponges for trees and things, so just to give you an idea of different ways to make the marks that are needed. So if you are joining me live, let me know. That would be great. Let me see if I can see any comments. Okay. We'll go there. Nope, that didn't work. 1 second. There we go. Now, I told you this is a bit of trial and error. Anyway, we'll see how that is. Okay. Righto. Let's see if I can switch the camera down, because that's the new program that I'm working on. So let's just see if this works. Go there. Give it a moment. Nope. I'm sure this, yeah, look, I'm sorry. There's a little bit of black. Trust me, I hope this works. There we are. Okay, there's a bit of delay on what I'm seeing, so this is what we're going to paint. I hope anyone can let me know if you can hear me, if there's volume and everything, let me know. So that's the artwork that I painted the other day. And let's get into it. I've got my trusty palette that I use all the time. I love this one. It's handy and easy for me to use. So I've got my 2 lots of water. I've also got some gouache on hand, so we might need that to bring a bit of white for the waves if we can do it anyway. Alrighto, let's have a go. Hopefully this is working and that everyone can hear me. Alright, where am I going to start? I'm going to work back in here for the ocean. Do I do it with tape? Yep, I'm going to pop a bit of tape on, which is what we would do. I'm quite happy with kind of how the sky looks. I'm going to put a bit of tape on here. There we go. And I'll do a bit of darkness on the ocean first. I've got my Princeton number 12. We'll start off with that. It's possibly a little bit big, but let's wet some blues here. It's a really blue-green there. Okay. I'm going to start right at the back with the darkest dark, right at the very back. And then bring that forward using a little bit of dry brushing as well to leave some lighter bits. Let's just dry brush that out here. Grab this really, really dark right up on that line where the horizon is. And I'm just going to pick up a little bit of darks again this way in the direction that the waves would be coming into the shore. There we go. Okay, who's on? Let me see if I can figure this out. Nope. I can't see. Okay, let me know in the comments. If you can let me know in the comment, let me know you can hear me. Otherwise, I'll just keep going and figure it out later. Right, add a bit of green in here as well. Just put bits in the ocean. Dark a bit. There we go. There again, a bit of dry brushing over the sandy area. That'll just blend in a little bit. Righto, while that's drying, I'm gonna we'll wet some greens. Drop some water in on the greens. I like that one at the moment too. We'll see what that's my other bit of, here we are. So I've been using this one a little bit for doing some trees, so let's give it a bit of texture anyway. Let's just start picking up some green and we'll give this a bit of texture for some trees. Let's see how that figures out. Okay. Different green. Okay, that's kind of more a grassy green, so I'll bring that down here. I might add some kind of a yellow ochre here as well, just to bring a bit of yellow in behind that. There we go. It's looking better already. I might make some grasses in here. Let me grab a fine liner and we'll do some grasses. Rolling it in here. Okay, so it's working light to dark, so we're bringing up the darks here. So the fine liner is, this is the Princeton #1 in the Aqua Elite. I love this one. It's a beautiful brush for grasses and, you know, even using it sideways to give some beautiful effects like that. You know, these can be quite dark in here. Okay. In the foreground. There we go. Okay. While it's wet, I'm going to bring in some tree trunks. Darken that up a little bit. Some trunks. Okay. All right. It's just a matter of building it up. Might pick up some more, it's a bit wet, definite leaves out here, which could be some palm trees. Oh, I forgot I've got tape on there. Okay. I love using a fine line or a rigger brush and actually pushing it rather than you get some beautiful marks that way as well, rather than pulling. I'll push it. Oh, that looked great. Nice dark in there. There we go. I think that's picking up some of the really nice shades beautifully. There we go. All right. Happy with how my this is looking. That's not what I want to do. I don't tidy that up. I wanted to pick up some just some more yellow ochre for the sand. Just give that a bit of texture. It's too yellow. It's this problem that I had. We'll just lighten it, mix it with a bit of brown and a bit of green. That might be better up there. Righto, let's just give it a bit of texture. Same with the fine liner, and fairly watery. Give that a bit of texture. There we are. Still just trying to keep it fairly loose still. How are we going for time? 10 minutes. All right, we thought this one would be a quick one, so we'll give it a bit of time. All right, let me see if I can see your comments over here. Down here. I don't see any comments. No. Oh, yes, I can. Nice to have you with me. There we go. It's mildly better. There we go. Hopefully you can hear me and that everything is going well. Thank you for joining. So let me know where you're joining from, and is it cold there? I can see Lisa's on. Let me know. Is it cold? Because I'm freezing. Don't cope well with this. Okay, back to it. Yeah. Okay. Picked up a bit of green, so I'll use that in there. Let's dry off that. I'm going to go back and add a bit more dark into the very back there. I'm going to use that one. So I'm moving down. That's the Princeton number 12 brush. Let's give that a wet. Now I want to go back in here. So I'll bring that really dark right at the back, and then I can take that tape off once that's dry, and then yeah, there we go. Just bringing that forward, giving it a bit of texture. And dry brushing, which I think I always say if you're at a class, dry brushing, especially for oceans, just does give a beautiful mark and interest. Oops, there we go. Especially for the ocean, dry brushing is just beautiful. Really dark out to the side here, all the way. You could always bring in some rocks here. I'll show you how to do that. Let me see if I've got something you can easily pick up. Let me see. Excuse my arm. Just going to see if you can see it here. And all my bits and pieces. See. Perfect. Okay, rocks with a credit card. It's an old one. Probably should have cut it up. But anyway, let's add some rocks in here. And Lisa, we can hear you. Beautiful day in Tweed. Moving to Cairns next week, so no more chilly. Yes, definitely. Cairns would be nice. In fact, my son was up there just passing through, and he was cold. So, but it was night time, so who knows? There you go. I'm freezing today, struggling with it. Anyway, I shouldn't complain. Rocks. I'm using a credit card. So I'm going to, what have I got here? I'm just going to dab it into what I've got wet already. I'm using, you can either cut the credit card up or just make the marks by picking up some, there we go. And as I say in the classes, you know, it's the impression of, that's all you need. I really do like a credit card. I think I saw a pair of scissors here. Nope. No scissors. I'm going to cut it up. Make sure it's a finished one. Yep. Okay. Here you go. It's not working in the, there we are. Credit card. What's wet? Here we are. Rocks. Because my paints need to be a little wetter, I'll just activate that one. Water on there. Righto. Yeah, I like that. Certainly, it's just the impression of rocks. Yeah. And it's just giving me you know, another mark, a different mark as well. I'm going to go really dark up here in the corner. There we go. Bring it back on some of that green. And I'm just sort of scratching in, and it's giving me lights and darks, interesting marks. A few into the water. There we go. It's not to say that I couldn't, you know, even if I added some white gouache, if we go there. All right, I'm going to take this off. So this was my tape. This is 3M tape that I really like to use. Just taking it off, always take it off on the diagonal. There we go. And I can fix in that corner. All right, let me fix this corner up where I had the tape with the green. A little bit of really dark. There we go. You know, so these could be pandanus. Let's go sort of a pandanus feel there. They're spiky leaves. More water. Okay. I think that will do. All right, it's one of those things I could keep playing, and there we are. A bit more dark. That's very interesting colours. A bit more green in here. I'm just looking on my palette at the different greens and picking up lights and darks, making them interesting. I think I'll go back to adding some more grasses in the foreground. So they've kind of dried a bit lighter. Certainly is a beautiful dark green. I think it's Viridian green, that one. And I'm just being loose. You know, I can pick up some Little marks there for different sorts of leaves that you get in the sand dunes, you know. Let's just put some in here. I did have some bleeding here, so what I'm going to do is make some clouds, which I did with the other one, so that'll tidy that up. And I think I quite like my sand. I think that's working. Maybe a bit more grass over here. Yeah, I could keep playing. I really could. So I don't want to keep you here all afternoon. How's that? Probably needs a bit more dark up here, just to draw the eye around. This is working very quickly up here. I'm going to grab a really nice dark brown, some tree trunks in here. Okay. All right. Let's do some gouache on for the ocean. I'm using the Art Spectrum gouache. I don't use a lot of it, but I quite like a little bit of gouache. It's good for getting some white back into your artwork if you've forgotten to leave it. So this is my little gouache bowl that I've been using. I'm going to actually I like this brush, so we'll use this little one, just the little Princeton number 10 flat. Let me try that off a little bit. Okay. I'm going to do clouds first. My horizon. It'll just sort of tidy up my horizon a little bit. And I could do that again. Let's just see if that'll work. We'll soften the clouds up. There we go. Made a nice cloud. There we are. Don't mind that. Okay, ocean. Probably needs a bit of white. Righto, let's do some waves. There again, not much, and still, you know, dry brushing. Beautiful marks. There you go. Dry brushing. So I'm just dabbing it in just on the side, so I'm not getting too much on my brush. And it also gives me a little bit more on the point and less on the body. And it's giving me good dry brushing marks. There we go. And I'm just skipping across the page, trying to not be too particular. A bit more in here, maybe a bit. Oh, we were going to do a bit of gouache in the rocks. See how that goes. It's given some nice highlights in the rocks. There we go. I like that. Okay. I could keep playing. I wouldn't mind some clouds now that I've started. How are we going? 20 minutes. Righto. Clouds. Let's play. A little bit of cloud. And again, a bit more dry brushing as well. There we go. Across. Just really light. They kind of need a bit of grey underneath, and you can add watercolour back into your gouache as well. So let's dry that off. Let's pick up a bit of dark. There we go. And we'll add that in underneath our clouds. There we go. Bit of interest in the clouds. Not much. Just a little bit of extra colour there. Okay. I could certainly keep playing. All right. Here we are. Righto. Let me just check that. Let me see. There we go. Righto. So I could keep playing. I think that's just given it a whole lot more depth. More depth at the front, trees, a few little tips on how to do rocks and things. And there you go. Let me see if I can come back to my other camera because that's trying to figure this out. Good there. Try that. Ah, there it is. Okay, thank you for joining. Thank you. There it is. There it is. Okay, let's certainly give it a whole lot more colour. I could keep playing, but I think that's, you know, good for a start, and it'll be one of those ones that I'll put in my folder and show you at any of the workshops. There you go. Thanks for joining, and thank you for being patient with me with new programs and setup and everything. New lights, so hopefully I can do this at night time a little better with a whole lot more light. So thank you for joining, and maybe I'll start doing them more regularly. See you soon. Bye.